Hey, call me Shape, and today I'm reacting to a video titled, Women Are Living in Their Cars Because Rent is Too High. Let's get right into it.
Hey guys, this is me, day 437, living in the car with my dog. At this point, I'm thinking nothing's ever gonna get better. How am I gonna get out of this situation? Millie was the only thing that kept me going for a long time, but it wasn't until I started making videos like this and connecting with you guys that I was finally able to not only get an apartment for me and Millie, but I was able to get a P.O. box so you guys can send us anything that you want, including mail or art, or even if you want to tell me your story, I would love to share everything you send us on here.
One day until I'm homeless with my service dog, and this is how I turned my SUV into my home for under $300. All right, starting out with my bed build. My neighbor helped me build this. I know nothing about building. I just stood there and talked his head off and handed him tools. We got everything from Lowe's, the plywood, the 2x4s. We wanted to make sure my bed was able to be removed just in case I ever needed to get to my spare tire. Then we used treadmill rubber to put on the top of it that he just had in his garage. Then I got a 4-inch foam mattress for around $100 and put my bedding on it. So there's my comforter and sheets. And I threw this pillow in there for aesthetics, but it doesn't match at all. But it's fine, because who really cares? And then there's me in the car. It's extremely comfortable. It is a little difficult for me to get in and out because I'm 5'9" and a half and an Amazon woman, and then my service dog's bed area is in the front.
Look here, man. I know I'm about to sound like a far-right MAGA Trump supporter, okay? But this country is the greatest country in the world. Let me say it one more time. This country is the greatest country in the world. And don't let anybody tell you otherwise. I'm a US citizen. And as you can tell by my accent, I'm a naturalized US citizen, which means I wasn't born in this country. And throughout my time in this great country, I have been an illegal immigrant, almost to the point of being deported. I have been homeless, and I have been poor. And all three situations happened at the same time, unfortunately for me. Now, I know that some of you watching me right now might have been poor and homeless at the same time. I understand that. But I don't think that there are many of you who have been illegal migrant, poor and homeless at the same time, like I was at one point. And after having overcome all these three situations, it's sometimes very hard for me to have empathy for women that are struggling. And that's why I try very hard not to sound as if I was bashing these women for living in the car, even though I love bashing women. So I wanted to go easy on these women today, simply because we all go through some kind of struggle at one point or another. I don't know why they decide to live in their cars. Some of these women decide to do it because they want to be on the road all the time. On the other hand, others could not simply afford the place to live. So I didn't want to judge them because at one point of my life, I was homeless as well.
I live in a van about 9 months a year, and I live and work in an urban area. This is how I avoid the dreaded knock. The first thing is I keep a very nondescript van. I don't have a lot of stickers on it that show that I travel. I don't have solar panels and gear up on top. It just looks like a soccer mom van. The next thing I do is I cook and I hang out in a completely different spot than where I plan to sleep. If I'm going to be cooking outside, I'll go to a picnic table or someplace where it's not unusual to see people cooking outside. If I'm going to open up the back of my van and cook out of the back of my van, I back in someplace so that people aren't walking around my van, looking at me cooking, looking inside the van. I make sure that it's not obvious what I'm doing. Then when I start making a decision about where I'm going to park for my sleeping time, I will not park in a place that says there's a curfew, no overnight parking, anything like that. I don't like the risk. I choose public lots and places where I know nobody's going to bother me. Finally, once I'm where I'm going to be for the night, I make sure it's not obvious that I'm settling in. I don't run my engine a lot. I don't have a lot of lights on. You can't see lights from the outside. I use headband headphones if I'm laying in bed listening to anything. I make sure the dog knows not to bark. I just try to be low visibility.
Wow. Wow. I didn't know so many women lived in their cars. I guess it's a popular thing now. Shout out to the content creator that put out this video named The Financial Coffee Hour, I guess. I'm going to tag the link to his channel in the description. But times are hard, right? Rent is high. But I think it's funny that instead of women saying, you know what, we're going to cooperate and work with a man, we're like, we're going to live on our own in our van. We're going to be van life entrepreneurs. It just seems like modern women would do anything but cooperate with a man. Anything but date an average man who got a job that could keep you off living in the street, looking for a parking space so you could sleep at night. Women would do anything. That's why the independence movement for women to me is so shocking, because it's like, what are they really getting out of this? Yeah, they're independent, they're on their own, but are they really better off? I don't think so.
Well, that was very informative. Now let's watch another video.
Come tour my Livin SUV and everything I need to make this possible for me. This is my mini refrigerator that I technically have not tested out, but we'll test that out soon and I'll update y'all. I keep a first aid kit for any accidents when I decide to go camping, hiking, whatever. This is my hot plate so I can cook while I'm on the road. We're doing Taco Tuesday next week on live, so make sure you hit that follow button. This is where I keep all my clothes. This is where I like mainly need the clothes I wear like almost every day. At the bottom, it's like purses and shoes that I don't need all the time. So I set up my speakers so I can pull them down whenever I need them. But like say I'm set up at a campsite and I want to play some music and I don't want to use my car, these speakers work wonders. We're going to come back to this cute little light. We have them at the front of the car as well. This is my hanging bar. Like, listen, when you're on the road, and you know what I mean? I'm a content creator, so I'll be needing a drink sometimes. But yeah, this is my cute little hanging bar. These are my blackout curtains. You see how they could just bow privacy. But I do have a mesh thing on my window as well, and my windows are also blacked out. We're just going to talk about the bed since we're already back here. This is a foam topper and like a thin blow-up mattress that I'm laying on, and it's super, super comfortable. This is my little basket that I keep on my bed because, again, I'm a content creator, so it has like my mics, my cameras, tripod stands, lights, all that. So I call myself trying to create wall art, and I created this little picture that says subscriber lives matter. I know, so cute. I also made this out of sticky paper. I cut the window out and then I Velcroed it, so it's like easy to take on and off.
This is what blows my mind with this girl. The car looks small, but she's able to fit so many things inside the car. I really applaud her ingenuity. That's very smart and creative. And I like the fact that she said that she was living in her car by choice so that she can travel and live on the road.
Yeah, I don't see it the way he sees it. I see it like, if this was a guy, women would call him a bum, a loser. So what do we call women that live in their vans? Right? Because a lot of women don't want a man that makes less than $100K a year. Well, in my opinion, there's no way you're making $100K a year as a woman and living in her van. Now, is it creative? Absolutely. Is it resourceful? Absolutely. But why can't they use this energy to get along with men? Seriously. Women clearly have the creativity. They clearly can put in the effort, but they're putting the effort, in my opinion, in the wrong places. Girl, go get you a husband. Go get you a boyfriend. There's no way if you enjoy living in this small space, you couldn't prefer to live in a studio with a guy. I live in a studio, right? And it's a nice size studio, in my opinion. I have a really big bathroom for some odd reason. I don't know why, right? But either way, I have a kitchen, I got a bed, I got this living area where I make my videos in. I could fit another person. I don't see why a woman would prefer to live in a small van where she can't even stand up after she gets out of bed. She has to roll out of bed, you know what I'm saying, to get up. And you don't have that many places to store food and all this stuff. I got a big fridge. She got that little mini fridge. This is not impressive. This is bum stuff, right? But they get a pass because what? They're women. And guess what? A guy would still hook up with them. It just goes to show you, we don't care about how much money you make. But it's a double standard because you guys care about how much money we make. So I'm just curious. I want to ask you guys this. Are women bums that live in vans? Would you date a girl that lives in a van? Here's my answer. No. Hell no. I think a girl, by the way, is too crazy if she's willing to go through these lengths in order to show that she don't need a man, in my opinion.
My security system / where I watch Netflix. My camera is actually set up to where I can say, hey, Alexa, show me the front camera, and it'll pop up the front camera. I have my generator off just to save battery because I don't need my cameras right now, so that's why I can't show y'all the cameras. But since we're talking about the cameras, I have the blink cameras. This is the module, but I have 5 blink cameras, 4 surrounding the entire car, and then 1 inside the car. So don't play with me. This is my mini heater that works.
She could have just got a Tesla. Oh no, she probably can't afford that because she's living in the van. I'm just saying.
Wonders, literally have it on for 15-20 minutes. It's going to heat up this whole little SUV. This is my little AC unit. I really don't care for it. I don't think it gets as cold as I thought it would, but it's working for now. I keep like stuff that I need to like build stuff in the car in here. So like batteries, tapes, all types of stuff, little knickknacks, my Velcro straps, all that. And then I also Velcro strap the drawers. So when I'm driving, they don't fly open. This is my dog setup. That's his food back there so I can refill it. But he got his water and his food bowls right next to him. And this is where he sleeps. This is like...
That is just so dirty to me. Girl, how are these women who could barely live on their own, they're still living with a dog? You brought your dog along? Dogs make everything messy. So even in a small space, all their lint and their, you know... What's that? Their dander is going to get all over the car, which, by the way, must be really hard to clean because you probably got to take your whole car apart. And you got no place to put the stuff. Women are trying their hardest not to need a man's companionship. I'm saying it for real. They're going to get a dog. What did Kevin Samuel say? Buy a dog, die alone. They're getting dogs. They're getting cats. They're moving out in vans. They'd rather be with a bear in the forest than us. Right? It's like women could pseudo-ly replace us. They got plastic toys. They got dogs as companions. They got minivans that they can live out of. You know, I want to start a family. I really do. And I want to have children. But what type of world are my kids going to inherit after 2024? What kind of world are these kids going to inherit after 2024? Seriously. The election is in a few days, so when you watch this video, I don't know who the hell is going to become president if you're watching it in the future. But let me tell you something. This is an important election, and whoever wins is going to really determine if we're going to sink or we're going to sail. And I hope we sail. By the way, no matter who becomes president, because I think it's corruption on both sides, I hope they do an amazing job, and I hope they don't ruin my life or the life of my children. Because I live in New Jersey, so you already know who's going to win. Right? We're in a blue state. So I'll say this again. No matter who wins, I hope they do a great job. I'm rooting for you. I'm rooting for whoever wins. Because I do not want America. I don't want this place to turn into a shithole because of bad policies and bad government. So I'm rooting for you, whoever you are. But yeah, women in my time would have never done this. They would have just, you know what, man, I'm going to go call Joey. I'm going to go call Josh. They would have made something happen with people that they thought was ick. Like, you know what? I've heard that living in the car is kind of free, right? Because you don't pay no rent. You can save money. But I wouldn't do this long term. And it looks like these ladies are in it for the long haul. They're in it for the long run. So I don't know. I don't know what to make of it. What do you guys make of this? Seriously, I just pray for America.
storage thing underneath my dog. It's like toilet paper, paper towels, wipes, Clorox wipes, all types of stuff underneath here that I don't really need all the time. It stays right under my dog. This is my cute little light switch. I can turn the lights on and off. And then it's also Velcro, so I can take it on and off. So you got 2 in the back and then you got 1 in the front. This is the Champion generator that's keeping everything running in here. It's currently charging outside of my sister's house. I have it connected to an extension cord so I can get a full charge out of it. So I'll be ready to go tonight. This is another...
Don't tell me her family is supporting this. No, your family letting her use electricity to charge her. Hey, yo, who's going to tell her? Her family not going to tell her? Her family not going to tell her. They're going to help her do this BS too, yo. See, that's the problem. Not only are women becoming independent, but their whole ecosystem is helping them become independent. It's helping them do this BS. If I see my daughter, my sister, my cousin, or anyone doing this, I would call them out and say, you are a bum. But of course, women would never feel like that because there's still a guy that's willing to sleep with them. And that lies the problem. Even losers as women get laid. But if you're a man and you're a loser, it's hard to get laid. In fact, even if you're the man, it's hard to get laid. Even if you're a celebrity, not saying hard, but there's always something. It's always something. I'm talking to a girl right now. Really like her. I won't lie. I really like her. I'm not even in a rush to sleep with her. Right? But when you meet a girl like we just started talking, right? This week. When you meet a girl for the first time, even if she likes you, she's going to put up all her walls. And you got to break them down. Little by little. Chisel by chisel. Right? We don't do this as men. If we like you, we don't even got to like you. If we think you're cute, we don't even got to think you're cute. In fact, if you're down, we're down. That's how pathetic we are. So you know what? As men, we need higher standards because girls like this should not get no peen. She should not be getting no peen. This is embarrassing. You do this if at an absolute last resort. And there's no way for this girl who's extremely creative, got lights all over the van, got a dog, right? So she need to be able to pay a veterinary bill. She has she even has family that'll let her charge her car. There's no way this was her last resort. This is complete rebellious behavior because she does not want to be under the tutelage of a man. An average man at that. I really am lost to women why average men are so bad. They say they want a man to make $100K, right? You have such high standards for men, but why do you have low standard for yourself? Why living in your car is not too low of a standard for you? I'm really curious. If that's the case, then a man should be able to be average. That's why none of this makes any sense. A man that makes $50K a year should be better than living in your van. It has to be, yo. It has to. I'm sorry. There's no way living in your van, got to go to your sister's house to charge your generator is better than being with a man that makes $50K a year. That's not average. I think average might be a little bit less, but still, even $35K a year. There's no way. Because if you and him come together, 35 and 35, let's say, 2 average people come together, that's $70K. You can live a decent life. Maybe not the best life, but you can live a decent life. You're in the middle class, right? You're just right there. And you're pulling your resources. 1 rent, 1 cable bill, 1 electric bill. I mean, I'm saying, let's get practical. She's getting so practical in this van. Why don't you get practical with a man? Get practical with a man, ladies.
Speaker so I can have surround sound throughout the car and again not use the speaker in my car. This is bathroom stuff, hair stuff, all that, electronics at the bottom, all that good stuff. Another privacy screen in the front, aesthetic purposes only, to be honest, because there's one right there. There's also a privacy screen on both windows, left and right. I got this sound machine, but I really don't need it, but I thought it was cute, but I can't turn it on because I have my generator off, but it gives you rain sounds, thunder sounds, all that good stuff. And this is how I use the bathroom. It's self-explanatory. It's a funnel. It hooks right onto her. Keep my wipes, sanitizers, napkins, all that near me, so when I have to use the bathroom in the middle of the night, I'm good to go. I know y'all are going to ask, but how do you do number 2? My number 2s are pretty much planned, so I know exactly when I'm about to do number 2. I shower at the gym. It'll make my ass get up and go exercise. Also, I am fully doing this by choice, just to travel and just experience living on the road. Hit the follow button. Also, you can go to my bio and subscribe. Comments, likes, shares, subscriptions, all that is helping me make all of this possible. So I appreciate y'all so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Okay, I don't want to hear what this guy has to say. We're gonna skip ahead. Shout out to him. I'm gonna put a link in the bio to his video so you guys can check him out. But I'm just astonished. I really am astonished that all this is going on. All these women are putting in so much effort to live on their own. All these women are putting in all this effort to live on their own. All of them. Old, young, attractive, unattractive. They're all doing it. They're all doing it. It makes no sense to me. Right? Like this girl here, the first girl. I didn't even realize this was a car at first. Because, you know, all I see is just cheeks, right? All I just see is ham. Like, Jesus Christ, Thanksgiving is right around the corner. Pray for America, y'all. Anyway, did you see the last device that woman had? The little cup? She had the little cup so she could put her thing in the cup to do number one. Gym memberships, cheap cars, and family's electricity is keeping women from cooperating with men. Unbelievable, y'all. Anyway, that's my take on it. I don't know. I don't know what else to make out of this. I don't know what you guys make out of it. Whatever you do make out of it, please leave your comments below. Right? And I'm going to be responding to everybody's comments. I will tag a link to the dude who made this video, the Financial Coffee, I think his name is. Shout out to him. Good video. Also, decent English. I know that you are an immigrant. Shout out to you. My parents are immigrants. They came from the Caribbean. You probably came from Africa. Shout out to you. Good work. And for everybody watching, check out some of my other videos. And I'll see you over there.